Wait. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know what show is this? Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Wait a second.
What?
Wait a second. Look out on the Texas plains. He's faster than armadillo. He's stronger than a fart in church. He's fighting for tacos, briskets, and the Texas way. It's Eddie Buffalo. And Dr.
Yes.
Andy. Welcome, everybody, to Late Night with Eddie Buffalo. Oh, I like that. You're kind of hot, Dr. Andy. I like that. That's really good. So welcome to, believe it or not, episode 26. We haven't been taken off the air. And we have a very interesting subject. And we have got a great song for it. But it is going to be the life and death of George Reeves. If you don't know who he is, you will by the end of the show. All the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Dr. Andy are purely for entertainment purposes. Check this shizzy out.
There was a guy named George, walking like a storm. Quiet, grin, sharp eyes, like he knew the score. He made them laugh on screen, made the cold rooms glow. Did movies and television, then he vanished low. Some call him strange, some call him a star. He burned real bright, then fell too far. I heard that name like a warning bell, a mystery dressed in a midnight shell. George was super to me. George was super to me. Mr. Bree took his hand, left a hole in the scene, but I still hear that spark. George was super to me. Not every hero wear a crown or cape. Some just leave a mark no one can fake. He had that easy fire, that old school shine, a laugh in the hallway, a lie in time. Then the story bent like a fading ray. People spoke in circles around the bay, but I kept one truth clear as a scream. He was bigger than the holy tree. His name George was super to me. George was super to me. Mr. Bree took his hand, left a hole in the scene, but I still hear that spark. George was super to me. If the night gets cold and the voices fade, I hold that name like a sharpened blade. They can bury the facts, they can dim the frame, but they can't take back what I call his name. George was super to me. George was super to me. Mr. Bree took his hand, left a hole in the scene, George was super to me.
So if you haven't figured out our subject of today's show, it is TV's Superman, George Reeves. We're going to talk a little bit about him, but first, Dr. Andy is dying. He's just can't wait to talk about this week's sponsor. And here we go. We're going to go all old-timey again, Dr. Andy. Well, hello, America, and all the ships at sea. Let's go to press. Go see our friends at Pins and Aces, pinsandaces.com. It's not letting me do it, Andy. I wasted that intro for nothing. That's trash. That's trash, Andy. Is it your fault that we can't do this?
Oh, yeah, I'll take the blame on that one.
I think it's kryptonite.
I sabotaged you from 150 miles away. I'm getting better at it.
You are a saboteur, Andrew Freeman. I don't care what people say about you.
Yes.
You are a saboteur. So go check our friends out at
Sabotage.
pinsandaces.com. You've seen them on our show a bazillion times, and you'll see them again. Because find some good stuff to get for yourself, and once you put everything into the shopping cart, put the promo code Buffalo, and you will get 21% off. So remember, well, I'll try to put it up again before we leave the show. But let's dig into it. I know Andy's super excited about what we're going to talk about today, and that is George Reeves, the Superman from TV shows. And okay, I don't know what's going on with the screen, Don. Don, I called you Don. You're not Don. Hello. How many times do I do that? It coming up now?
It's okay. I'll come to almost everything. Okay, what would you like to know about George Reeves first, other than he played Superman?
There's a lot that we got into it, and I want to kind of like disprove a myth about George Reeves, because a lot of people say that he killed himself, and that's we will be talking about that. Don't use that S word, Doc, or we're gonna lose this whole thing. All right.
Yeah.
We'll just say
at this point, if it was self-demise, it's very dubious. George had played Superman for a number of years and was getting a little weary of the role because his contract made it so he really couldn't do anything else. He was done and signed the contract.
The myth that I want to disprove, there was like, well, he's always known as Superman. Yes, he was always known as Superman, but he was in over 50 motion pictures, including Gone with
he's a fairly busy bit actor, not quite enough to support himself.
No. So he was in Gone with the Wind, and his last movie he was in was with Burt Lancaster in Here to Eternity. That's just amazing. I mean, I was kind of surprised at his, when we saw everything about him in that, I'm going to see if while you're talking. Go ahead, Doc. I'm not going to interrupt you anymore. Keep on going.
Okay, sure. Well, he's getting tired of playing Superman. And one evening, he was hosting a party, and he allegedly went upstairs and authored his own demise. There's the controversy, because when the police came, they were called an hour after it happened. They were told that they heard one gunshot, and his new fiance, her last name was Lemon, said that she went up, found him undressed with a wound in his head. So the police came, they looked, they found 2 bullets in the floor, and the one that hit him stuck directly in the ceiling, directly over him. And they found the cartridge from that underneath his body. Physics doesn't work that way.
Well,
they also found that the gun was wiped clean of fingerprints, and initially everybody claimed that there was nobody upstairs but him. Well, at least the fiance did. Then on separate interview,
Where,
the people
where was
downstairs said she had
where was
gone
Eddie
upstairs.
Mannix?
Okay, and she had gone upstairs and was upstairs with him when it happened. So there's a little bit of fishiness already. Now, George was in an interesting situation. He was a kept man by Eddie Mannix's wife, Lenore Mannix. I'm sorry, not Lenore. Uh,
Andy, did you see there was 102 Superman episodes? That's crazy.
oh, yeah, they filmed him like crazy. Anyway, he was with Tony Mannix. That's Eddie Mannix's wife. Eddie Mannix had kind of an open marriage, and he paid to buy George's house and paid to buy George's car so that it kept his wife happy. Eddie had some medical problems, and keeping wife happy was fine with him. Now, George went and broke her heart, broke the relationship off suddenly, and picked up this party girl, Ms. Lemons. And then all the disaster happened. I would look
Now,
hard at Eddie Mannix. He was the fixer for MGM. When there was a problem with an actor, he fixed it. And he was known to have mob affiliations. He was known to play really rough and do a lot of unethical things. I can detail those later. He came to Hollywood. He started out, he was the bouncer at like Palisades Amusement Park. And then he was their numbers man, and it was owned by the mob. He came west. He was sent by the mob to see if they could get one of their guys in the door. He immediately went to the head of MGM, Louis Mayer, who's a tough guy, and said, hey, this is what's going on. So Mayer said, thanks for letting me know, and put him in charge of dirty tricks. Not a nice man.
now
Before
was
George
he still playing Superman? Passed away, Andy?
say
So
again,
I'm trying
yes,
to
he
look at the
was.
timeline.
Yeah, he
I'm
still
showing
had the
him
job.
filming. I saw him filming until 1958. And what was the date of his death
Yeah, he
again?
still had the. It was 59, but they only filmed for 26 weeks, and they only paid him for 26
Okay.
weeks. It's like cranking out episodes like crazy. That was where his financial pinch came. This Eddie Mannix, among other things, fixed for Clark Gable. Clark got Loretta Young pregnant, some say by force, and he arranged that her pregnancy was hidden, and then she quietly adopted her own child. Clark Gable also, while driving inebriated, hit and killed a person. Eddie Mannix arranged to make that go away. That's the sort of thing that he did. Now, right before Jordan's demise, he had a near demise. He took his car that the Mannix family had bought for him out for a ride. And all of a sudden, he put the foot in the brake. It didn't stop. George went through the windshield, got pretty banged up. When they took the car into the shop, they discovered, hey, this car has no brake fluid.
Oh my God.
So Eddie Mannix's first wife and he were not very close. And he couldn't get her to divorce him because of religious reasons. She mysteriously had a car accident and passed. And he took up with this new person within a month. So it gives you an idea of the kind of guy that good old George may have made angry.
So I had to pull up these graphics, Andy, because that was one of my favorite I Love Lucy's, where it was little Ricky's birthday party and Superman was gonna, and Lucy wasn't thinking Superman was, so she was dressed up as Superman, and hilarity ensued. And by the way, everybody,
Yeah.
that's my relative, Lucille Ball. Believe it or not, my mom always told us that, and I thought she was full of beans. And my cousin did a family tree, and sure enough, we're related to Lucille Ball and Martha Washington. What do you think about that? Talk about name dropping. How you like that one, Dr. Andy?
Uh, we snuck in on a boat.
But I gotta ask you something. Okay.
Sure.
You said he was a kept man. Did he die a pauper?
Say
Did
again?
he have no? Did he die a pauper? Did he have no money?
He had very little money when he died because he had a lifestyle above his income, and his income was well below Hollywood standard, yet he kept up the Hollywood lifestyle. That's how Tony Mannix got in the picture. He was 8, 9 years younger
Well,
than
let's
she was, significantly
well
more
let's look at
attractive.
this. Did you see these numbers, Andy? At the time of his death, June 1959, actor George Reeves had an estimated net worth of around 200,000, roughly 2.1 million in today's date, at today's times. Largely tied to his modest earnings from a venture Superman and personal property like his Beverly Hills home. Interesting.
The home was most of that money, and it was purchased by the Mannixes, and they could just pull it right back. And he went through money very rapidly. So it sounds like a lot more than it was, since most of that was
Yeah.
not.
So he was a film producer,
And he was
correct?
not. He tried to be a film producer, and it was not a roaring success. And the only reason he even got a chance to try was his girlfriend was Laurie Mannix. And as soon as the girlfriend went away, most of his chances at succeeding at anything other than look in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, were pretty small. Plus, he turned 49 around that time, and he was getting a little out of the Superman in the tight costume age.
Now, we did a little bit of pregame between me and you before we filmed today. And I asked you, what's with his parents? He had 3 parents. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because it's kind of a tragic story.
Yeah, his mom became pregnant by father number 1 in Iowa. They did not stay together. And then she came out to California and married a second gentleman. This guy was a pretty solid citizen, stayed with her for 9, 10 years, adopted George, and treated him like a son, treated him very well, gave him a lot of what he had not gotten before. Prior to coming to California, George's family, he and his mother, were living hand to mouth, sleeping on couches at relatives' houses. They were that broke. George's mother drove the new guy out within 9 to 10 years. George was off at school. George came back. She told him that he had met his own demise, his adoptive father. George believed it, never tried to contact him, and didn't realize his adoptive father was alive until his demise.
Whoa. Time out here. I just pulled it up. I wanted to see if he had any alleged children, and he didn't have any children. But as we look at the marriage and relationships, Eleanor and Needles, married in 1940, blah, blah, blah. Tony Mannix, a long-term romantic relationship during his later years, which also produced. So he went both ways, is what that's what they're alleging on this, correct?
Say that again? He was married to Ms. Needles for about 10 years. They got divorced, and
It
then
also
he
says
took up
a
with
long-term romantic relationship with Tony Mannix. Who the hell's Tony Mannix?
Tony Mannix is Eddie Mannix's wife.
Oh, it's a girl. Oh,
It's a
sorry.
girl.
I'm so sexist. Sorry, folks.
Nope, Tony's a woman.
I'm like,
She
wow,
was a former Ziegfeld
too.
dancer. She was a Ziegfeld dancer who Eddie Mannix picked up as a girlfriend while he was married. So nobody is a knight in shining armor in this story.
No, not at all. But we are at the end of another show. Please let us know in the comments if you like this And we only scratch the surface from what I am feeling on this show. So if you want us to do a follow-up on George Reeves, we would love to do it because Andy loves his research. I love my research, but not as much as he does. And I want to say a special thanks to someone out there. We happened to be flipping around the TV channels last week, and she like, what's that guy's name? And I said, well, it's George Reeves. He's the original Superman. And what she said to me, and it was something I never made that connection, is, was he Christopher Reeve's father?
No,
What a
no,
coincidence that they both
no.
have
There's yeah.
and they both died of really yucky reasons, you know? I mean, Christopher Reeve didn't die right away, but he did have a horrible horse accident, you know? So I thought this was kind of interesting. I thought this was cool. And there's one thing that really stuck with me that you said, Andy, that you would watch it after school. You'd come home and watch it after school. And I would do the same thing. And we're a little bit different in ages. So generations of people watched this man when he was gone for many, many, many years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know, he didn't make any money on the friggin' reruns. You know what I mean?
No,
So
he was very underpaid, and most of his money was handed to him by Laurie Mannix.
that's incredible. I mean, do we do a follow-up with Christopher Reeves?
Um,
Let us know in the comments if that's the direction you want us to go, because Andy's got so much he wants to talk about. He wants to talk about comic books. So next week, I think we are going to delve into the world of comic books. And one of the best things that happen to comic books and their value is moms, because they throw them out. And then they're very scarce to find them, you know? So I want to thank everybody for being with us tonight. I hope you found this entertaining. I hope you found some information that you didn't know. I know I always do when me and Andy do a show. And remember, life is too short. Surround yourself with people that make you happy, make you laugh. Because none of us ever get out alive. I mean, he's a doctor. He'll tell you the same thing. No one ever gets out alive. Do they, Andy?
not so far that I've seen.
What about sweet baby Jesus?
Well,
That's for another show.
that's territory that probably is.
We tiptoe through the gray area a lot today. I'll be shocked if they let us have this whole episode run. But yeah, I like pushing buttons. I like poking the bear. So poke, poke, poke. So like I said, enjoy yourself, enjoy life, surround yourself with people that love you, that like you, that make you laugh. Because I never thought in a million years that gentleman that's on the screen, if anybody told me 5 years ago that one of my best friends would be that gentleman right there, I'd say, who? What? But you know, I don't believe in coincidences anymore as I get older. Things happen for a reason, good and bad. So hopefully you find your happiness and enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. Thank you very much for being with us. Take care.
Have a good night.